let's start with Fortinet. So today we are starting with Fortinet Network Security Expert Training Program. That's your NSE program. Okay. Fortinet is a company. Okay. It's a vendor, and the Fortinet has different products. Okay. So we'll understand about the products. Let's see what are the Fortinet certifications right now. So these are the 40 or the Fortinet certifications, you can say, total Fortinet certifications. Okay. Sunil, recording permissions will be given from tomorrow. Today only I am recording. Total 8 certifications are there in your NSE. You have NSE 1, NSE 2, NSE 3, NSE 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So these are the total 8 certifications. Right now, your Fortinet company has given NSE 1 to NSE 3 certifications free. I hope you guys are aware of it, right? You guys can do a free certification of this NSE 1, NSE 2, and NSE 3. But professionally, these certifications will not help you. Now, let's say, for example, if you guys want to join a job as a network security engineer, as a Fortinet security engineer for the Fortigate firewall, in that case, these certifications will not help you. These certifications are for those who are going for like sales, pre-sales, such type of, for those persons, these certifications are fine. Okay. I have given the details also here, what exactly this certification means. Okay. So sales training for the Fortinet employees and the channel partners only. So you can see these are the certifications which are not for the technical peoples. These are like, somehow you are making your sales peoples aware of what are the Fortinet devices, how they would sell in the market. This is all for business purpose. You can see this is all for business purpose. Now, Fortinet is very clever. They are playing very smart right now. All the business related stuff certifications they have given free as of now, but they haven't given any type of the free certification or any type of 50% discount or any other things advantages on these particular certifications. In a market, you'll have the value of these certifications. If you guys do these certifications, NSE 1 to NSE 3, this does not matter much for the technical guys. Okay, anyone who is looking for sales and all, and they are showing that I have some knowledge on the NSE 1, NSE 2, NSE 3, done the certification, for them it might matter, but not for the technical peoples. So NSE 4 would be a kind of professional level certification. NSE 5 is like analyst, and NSE 6 is specialist, NSE 7 is architect, and NSE 8 is the expert level. So this is what we call it as a NSE program. So we have total 4, means from 4 to 8, these are the total 5 paid programs. Okay. And in this class, we are basically going to learn NSE 4. This is our target. Okay. In NSE 4, we'll basically understand what's a firewall, what is the use of firewall, how to operate, how to deploy, everything. So related to firewall, NSE 4 is responsible. Now, anything related to analyzing like Forti manager or Forti analyzer, you have multiple devices. Now, Forti analyzer and the Forti manager, these two things will come in your NSE 5. Okay, so you can also work as an analyst in a market. Okay, now our suggestion is to work as a network professional. Okay, first of all, you should be aware of the NSE 4. If you guys are good with the NSE 4, then only think about NSE 5. This will help you in your career, like when you go as a corporate network engineer. At that time, they might be using a centralized manager or the Fortigate analyzer. Now that will be for analyzing or managing the firewalls of your means of your network. So important part is NSE 4. Okay, and to do the NSE 4 certification, you don't have any kind of prerequisites, like no prerequisite like NSE 1, NSE 2, NSE 3. You don't require. Directly you guys can go for the NSE 4, and these are non-prerequisite certifications. Now let's say, for example, if I want to go for NSE 5, then you might be thinking NSE 4 would be the prerequisite. It's not like that. Or to go for NSE 6, you might be thinking that NSE 5 or NSE 4 would be the prerequisite. It's not like that. You guys can directly go for NSE 7, and NSE 7 and NSE 8. Like this, you guys have to do the certification. Okay, so till NSE 6, you don't have any kind of prerequisites. Now you can see you can say like NSE 4 to NSE 7, you don't have the prerequisite, but the NSE 8 will have the prerequisite that you need to go for NSE 7. Now NSE 4 is basically a combination of two different certifications. Okay, Fortigate security and Fortigate infrastructure. So these two things, when it gets combined together, then you get a single certification called as a NSE EX cert. So that's basically a NSE professional level of certification. Okay, NSE 4 certification or the professional level certification will be the combination of these two courses together. Now, if you guys want to know about the certification cost, it would be $400. It's around, I guess it's more than CCNA also, right? How many of you guys have done CCNA certification in this batch? Around
We took
350. Yeah, sorry, come back, come again.
exam only we did, sir. Not any.
Shashi is certified, MA
So,
certified, NP certified.
okay. So, you might be knowing right now in Cisco, like core level of certification costs you, the cost would be around $400, right? So NSE 4 has a value in the market, guys. See, right now, if you see in a market, there are 4 firewalls as a top firewalls. Okay, so Palo Alto, Fortinet, Cisco, and Checkpoint. These are the 4 top level firewalls or the leader firewalls in a market, and their certifications will definitely help you. As of now, Fortinet has not provided any kind of certifications in this COVID. Simply, they have given the business level of certifications. That is of no use. Especially, I don't think, as a professional guy, for me, it's of no use. Now, your certifications, you guys can do it from any Pearson centers. You can book your examinations. In case if you fail or if anything happens, then you can go for the retake only after the 15 days of your examination. And the validity of your NSE 4 will be of 2 years. Every after 2 years, so you guys need to do a recertification. But anyways, once also if you guys are certified, that will give you a big impact, okay, to your career. In 40 and in NSE 5, we basically called it as a network security analyst, in which you will learn about the devices like FortiManager. It's a centralized device management. How many of you have, or how many of you are aware of FMC or Panorama or security manager server of Checkpoint Firewall? How many of you guys are aware of these managers? Raise your hand. FMC. More? FMC. Okay. So guys, this FortiManager is just like a centralized manager like your FMC to your firewalls. Okay. You can access your firewall individually also, and you can manage your firewall through the manager also. It's not like a checkpoint firewall. You have 3-tier architecture. You can only manage the firewall through the manager. You don't have such conditions over you. It's just like a Palo Alto firewall or the other general firewalls, in which you can manage your firewall, and like single firewall also you can manage. Okay. FortiAnalyzer. Now, as an administration label, you guys will see the FortiAnalyzer like traffic management, session management, all those things. And you have the FortiSIEM basic training also included in this particular NSA 5. So as of now, you guys focus on NSE 4. Later on, you guys can think about NSE 5. Okay. Currently, we are working on the product version as a 6.0. Okay. And we'll have these certifications. I mean, like, we'll see a labs which are a VM or EVNG. I'll be providing you the images. Okay. NSE4 certification is valid for 2 years. Certification can renew their NSE4 certification by taking the current NSE4 at the Pearson centers. Okay. Obtaining NSE7 certification automatically renews your candidate's NSE4 certification. Okay. If their NSE4 certification has not expired. It's just like your CCNA and all. Now, let's say, for example, if you have done any CCNA certification, if you do any other certifications within a 3 years average, I mean, like within a 3 years, then your CCNA certification gets, you know, the additional time gets added over there, right? The same thing happens with your Fortinet also. If you have done any other NSE programs, and if you do any other program, then that additional time will get added, like another 2 years will get added. Same happens with your NSE 7 and the NSE 8. Okay. Yeah, it's a professional label. Correct. See, if I talk about like few devices or few products of your Fortinet company, then these are the few firewall, I mean, like few devices. You have FortiGate firewall. FortiGate is a firewall. FortiManager is a multiple, I mean, like manage a multiple firewalls. It's a manager. FortiAnalyzer, logging and reports. FortiSwitch, FortiDB server, FortiVoice, web server, FortiMail, Wi-Fi, FortiADC load balancer. Okay. Fortinet company also has their own balancer. I mean, like load balancer. Forti authenticator to use like two-factor authentication types. Okay. And the FortiSIEM devices also we have. We do have more devices. We'll discuss about it. Okay. Now let's understand what's basically a Fortinet firewall. Okay, guys, tell me in this class, I hope all of you guys are aware of what is firewall, what is the basics of firewalls, those things, right? It can be any firewall. Raise your hand if anyone is not aware of the firewall, like basic what is firewall, what firewall does, basic concepts. I don't think anyone in this group is there who is not aware of that. Okay, so guys, at the very basic level, I'm not going to discuss about like what is firewall, what is a kind of uh, stateful firewall or the stateless firewall. Those things I'm not going to discuss. Okay, simply starting with the firewall. What is the firewall and what are the functionalities of your FortiGate firewall? So let's start. See, if you see the traditional network, in a traditional network, what you will see that you will have, like we have a VPN, we have intrusion prevention, you have the application control, you have the web filtering, you have the WAN optimization, anti-spam, antivirus, firewall. So we used to have all these separate devices. Okay, so we used to have a single devices for our purposes. Okay, but now your firewall, your Fortigate company, your Fortinet company has created a UTM device. It's a unified threat management device which has all these capabilities or all these features inside a single device. Okay, so if you see your Fortigate capabilities, then it provides you one. Fortigate provides the comprehensive security and networking. So it's like a VPN, intrusion prevention, application control, web filtering, WAN optimization, anti-spam, antivirus, firewall, and many more things are there inside this. And even with 6.x version, FortiGate firewall itself includes the SD-WAN as well. Now that's a different technology again, okay? But they have added the feature as a SD-WAN also. So currently we'll be discussing on this particular details. So this is our syllabus that we guys are going to discuss. We'll discuss about the platforms and architectures, packet flow. We'll be discussing about deploy the appropriate operation mode of your network. Operation mode in the sense, like you can deploy your firewall as a L3 firewall, or you can deploy your firewall as a L2 firewall, transparent firewall, or the NAT mode. In your FortiGate firewall, we call it as a NAT mode, not as a, we don't call it as a routed mode like Cisco firewalls. We basically call it as a NAT mode. So how will you deploy the firewall in the NAT mode? That's basically a transparent, here we'll see separately transparent mode. After that, we'll see L3 mode, that's your NAT mode. So that's basically the operation modes over here. Okay. After that, we'll see the GUI and the CLI administration. We'll identify the characteristics of the Fortinet security fabric. Okay. Fabric. After that, we'll have the control network access to configure networks using the firewall policies. We'll apply port forwarding. We'll see NAT, source NAT, destination NAT, authentication users. So basically, all these technologies we guys are going to cover on your FortiGate firewall. So this is what we will do in our NSA4 program. Okay. Guys, am I clear till this point? Everyone?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, if I discuss about, please turn off your mic, guys. If I talk about the Fortinet firewall architecture, in this architecture, what you will see, you have a 40 ASIC optimized hardware. On top of that, we have the 40 ASIC, 40 OS, and on top of that, we have the modules. You can say individual modules that runs on the top of the 40 AS. And we have some specialty about the FortiGate firewall, guys. Compared to other firewalls, in our architecture also we have some specialties. We'll be discussing on that. Okay. When I talk about the 40 ASIC optimized hardware, now this is very special. So it's like 40 ASIC basically indicates the processor which is basically configured on your hardware. Okay. Now all the basic firewalls does not have the CPUs at each and every interfaces, but yes, when you talk about the medium and the higher model numbers of the FortiGate firewall, the FortiGate firewall provides a single processor for each interface for better performance or for your packet processing. Okay. On top of this, we have the 40 OS. So 40 OS is basically having the kernel as a Linux operating system. Okay. And on top of that, we have built the 40 OS. So kernel remains Linux itself with the FreeBSD, and they created customizing the FreeBSD Linux, and they created their own operating system as a 40 OS. Like we had the Checkpoint firewall as a Gaia, and we had the Palo Alto firewall as a Pan OS. The same way they have created such things. Okay. Now on the top of this, we'll have the different modules: firewall module, antivirus module, web module, IPS module. And you know, the best part of this FortiGate firewall is whatever the resources are pre-allocated to these particular modules. Okay, on these modules, whatever the pre-allocated resources are given, those resources, when it gets exhausted, now they are not affecting the other modules. Now let's say, for example, whatever the CPU and the RAM is allocated for the firewall, and for some reason the firewall entire resources got exhausted. So firewall module might get crashed, but your antivirus, web filtering, these things will not stop working. Or I mean, let's say if IPS module get crashed or exhausted or anything, then it is not going to affect your web filtering or the antivirus modules. So this is how internally it is designed, and this makes the FortiGate firewall different than the other vendors. And the other best part, as I told you, that's about the 40 ASIC optimized hardware. Even each and every interface is having a separate CPUs with your medium or the higher level firewalls. And on the top of this, we have the FortiGuard services. Now, what is FortiGuard services? It's like, it's a subscriptions, guys. Now, let's say, for example, with the firewall, you are not going to get the subscription of antivirus. You're not getting a subscription of web filter or the IPS or any other whatever we have the services present. Okay. If you guys want to use these services, you have to purchase a license, and then only you can use it. Now, what we can do as of now is we can go with the firewall. On the firewalling, let's say we need to do application filtering, we need to do translation. So whatever the topics we have given in our syllabus, those all the topics can be covered over here. But yes, how to configure antivirus or web filtering or the IPS, we guys can see the configuration wise we can see, but without license it won't work. Currently, the Fortigate firewall has given the firewalls with they have given the firewalls with a 15 days of trial period. Okay, so for 15 days you guys can use it. After that again it will get expired. It's just like a checkpoint. Okay.
Doubt.
Yeah.
So is it true that firewall, antivirus, and web filter can share the resources?
No, they cannot share the resources. They'll have the define the resources with them.
Yeah. Okay, sir. I have doubt on that. The predefined resources can be shared between two services like firewall and antivirus.
No. Those things cannot be shared. That's predefined.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay, sir. Thank you,
with
sir.
your hardwares. Okay. So FortiASIC is application specific integrated circuit, which basically helps your firewall to understand about the applications. I mean, like it helps to understand till layer 7. Okay, it's a chip that's basically integrated in the firewall module. And Fortigate is a modular based firewall, guys. As I told you, it's a modular based firewall. So what makes a firewall as a modular based firewall is, as I told you, each modules having their own resources predefined, and if each module also gets exhausted, will not be affecting the other module. That's basically the meaning of modular based firewall. Okay, now each modules like firewall, antivirus, web filter has pre-allocated resources like CPU and RAM. Module based license can be purchased or subscription based you can go. The best part of this is if you the best part is if any one module gets exhausted or overloaded, does not affect the other modules. So that's basically the meaning of modular firewall. Okay, now these are the types of CPUs that are basically found in your FortiGate firewall. Like you can see network processor 7 with NP7, you can say, or you can say a content processor as a CP9, or you can say the system on chip, that's your the SoC4 chip. Okay, and they will have their different types of processing methods. So these are the 3 different types of chips which are basically found on your FortiGate firewall. Now, when I talk about this subscription with the FortiGate firewall, so in a FortiGate firewall, when you guys purchase a package, let's say for the first time when you purchase a package, right, you might get a FortiGate antivirus IPS or getting the updates for the Fortinet vendor itself, right? Those things you will get in the package itself. Yes, we do have the modular based, but something different. What I told you, a particular module gets exhausted. That thing we don't have in the other firewalls. Okay, like in a when I talk about the like FTD firewall, or if I talk about the Palo Alto firewall and all, they have 3-tier architecture. For like especially when I talk about the Palo Alto firewall, it has a 3-tier architecture, 3 different CPUs, right? In the same way, but modular wise, see actually what happens there is these 3 CPUs entire resources are basically used with all those modules. Okay, but what FortiGate says, like if my one particular module will get exhausted, it will not affect the other module. Now this thing does not happen with the other firewalls. Now when you guys are purchasing the FortiGate firewall package, the subscriptions, I mean like the bundle, when you're purchasing, you guys will get two things with this. You'll get the package with FortiGuard antivirus, like FortiGuards, like antivirus, you can say IPS, or also you'll get an access to the TCP port number 443. That's your secure access. Without license, you guys will not get the secure access to the firewall. You'll get an access to the through the HTTP itself, or receiving an updates from the Fortinet firewalls. Live queries from the FortiGuards for the web filtering or the anti-spams, these things will be activated or will be coming with your Fortigate package itself. Okay. Now, if your subscription gets over, you guys need to renew. It won't get renewed by default. Okay. Now, when for the first time you guys are purchasing the firewall, right? Then what you guys have to do is you guys have to visit the support portal page of your Fortinet firewall, Fortinet company. Okay. So this is the link. Actually, this is the link where you guys can visit, and you'll get such type of links. Let me show you. Now, very first thing what you guys have to do is, for the first time after unboxing the device, you need to note the serial number of your device. Guys, please turn off your videos. You guys have to note down the serial number, and based on that serial number, you will be visiting this particular website. You can go to the Fortigate support. Okay. And then you guys can, let's say this is a 40 cloud showing over here. You guys can go for registration. Okay. So you can go for the 40 support website. It's a Fortinet. Okay. It's a Fortinet. Oh, this is spelling mistake is there. Okay. It's a Fortinet.com. So you guys can visit over here. You can see it's written as a Fortinet. I guess while I was typing, there was a typo. Okay. You can see it's a Fortinet. Okay. It's the same page you guys are getting. Now, you guys can go to this particular option. Let's say you need to go for the customer care support, guys. In a customer care support, you guys need to go for the assist, and here you guys will get specify registration code. This registration code is nothing but it's your serial number. So once you assign your serial number, then you need to press next, and after that you will find you will get registered with your Fortinet company. With your product, you'll be for see, very first thing what happens when you visit to the support site, you will get one login credentials, login username and the password. Okay, so you guys have to log in. Basically, you have to log in through those username and the password. Then only you will get those options what I'm telling about. It's not before logging. Okay, so whenever you will buy the product for the first time, you have to log in over here, and then if you want to register, in your account, your devices, you have to follow these instructions which I have given. So you guys can see there was some username which I have blurred over here, and you can see logout option. So once you log in, after that you can go to this option, and first of all you can go for registration. You need to provide your serial number. After that your device will get registered, and after registration you guys need to view what are the devices registered. Then you guys can come back again to the assist, and you can come to manage or view the products. So here you guys can see, like, these are the screenshots of the devices which are pre-registered in the account. So you can see the devices over here. Like we have a Fortigate 60D, it's one of the model number which is which is registered. It was shipped on this particular date, and it was registered on this particular date. Okay, so this is how you guys can register and view the devices. After that, if you guys want to see the license details of those particular device, then you guys can click on that particular model number which you see in the account, and you guys can see what's a model number, what's a serial number, what's your registration date, what's your ship date, warranty, it's a bundle warranty, and when it will get warranty support start date, you can say, and the ending date, everything you guys will get the informations. You can see the versions over here. You can see the updating, last update time when it was updated, right? You have the application visibility database version. So everything's details you can see from here itself. Okay, so this is how you guys need to register your devices and view the licenses. And additional informations, if you guys want, you guys can go to the additional informations in the account itself. You'll get the additional information option, in which you guys will see uh, you have these options. Okay, you'll see this RMA option, RMA transfer option will be there. This RMA transfer option is basically related to those hardwares or the software modules or the appliances that you have with you. Now let's say if there is some failure with the hardware device, some unit or something has been failed. Now you want to exchange your device. Let's say you want to open the case to the support team and you want to exchange your device. So whatever your previous original serial number you have and whatever the new serial number you have to put it there. So whatever the previous things you had with the previous serial number will get updated with the new serial number. So that's basically, we call it as a RMA information. Okay, it's basically transferring the like, it's like swapping all the licenses or all the informations from one device to the other device, because they'll be providing you the new hardware. If they have to change the hardware in that case, RMA information will be required, and you have to transfer all the details from one license serial number to the other serial number. Okay. If you guys are purchasing a box, okay, and if you haven't taken any kind of licenses, or if you haven't taken the bundle itself, you have only purchased a box, so in that case, FortiGuard, you will get the trial subscription for 30 days. So under the FortiGuard, what thing comes? It's like antivirus, FortiGuard is not a separate device, guys. It's a module that is present on your Fortigate firewall. Okay, so it's like antivirus, next generation firewalling, and we have web filtering, anti-spam. Okay, so these are the things which are present. You do have the Forti sandboxing with the cloud itself. So these services will be available when you guys have the license. Okay, so trial you will be getting with the box itself. Okay, now if you guys want to download any kind of the firmware for your devices, in your account itself, you guys will get those options. like you'll get this download option. Earlier we went into our assist option. Now you're going to the download option based on your model number, serial number of your firewall. What are the supported image paths present? I mean, like the image is present, you guys can download it and you can configure it. And you do have one more advantage called as a HQIP info. Okay, this is one of the the big or you can say the good type of tool provided by your Fortinet firewall. HQIP info is just like testing your hardware issues. Now let's say, for example, if you have any issues running with your hardware, then you can run the HQIP to your particular firewall and it can find out what are the issues in your firewall. So that's basically the hardware inspection in case if your hardware is having any issues. So that's basically your HQIP info. So this advantages you will get only when you get registered with the or when you buy the devices with the FortiGate firewall. Okay. Now along with the package, yeah, we'll see about the WAN optimization, don't worry. Okay. Now along with the package, the extra advantage what you get is the Forti Cloud. Now Forti Cloud has a three different things included in. Okay. So Forti Cloud is like a centralized account in which you will get the Forti analyzing, management and sandbox. So you guys can go for analysis, management and the sandboxing included in the Forti Cloud. So it's an online manager. It's an online manager, analyzer, or the Forti sandbox. Okay, guys, what is Forti sandbox? What is a sandbox?
To run a malicious file to
Correct.
having
If
how
we
much
have
infrastructure.
some unknown type of or the suspicious unknown files coming to our network, so in that case, how will you analyze it? How will you fix those problems? Now, let's say it might be a zero-day attack, or it might be a ransomware attack, or it can be anything. So how will you analyze those things? So Forti Sandbox will basically help you to fix those things. Like in other vendors, we have in Fortigate, in Fortigate, we have the Forti Sandbox. In Palo Alto, we have Wildfire. In Cisco, we have AMP. So it's same. But the benefit of the Forti Cloud is, say, along with the bundle, you will get this thing also, Forti Cloud also. So in a Forti Cloud, you'll get three things. You'll get the manager, so you can manage the multiple firewalls, analyzer, and sandbox. Okay. And this feature, Forti Cloud, is not supported with your old boxes, only supports you with your new box or the new versions. All the new firewalls will get 1 GB free space in a Forti Cloud. Okay. Once you log in into Forti Cloud, you can see the devices as shown below. So you can see like these are the devices which are integrated with the Forti Cloud. So now if I want to work with this particular Forti Cloud, I mean like Forti Cloud integrated devices. So I can click on this and I can manage it, I can create, or I can do anything, whatever I want. Okay. So guys, these were some short informations as a demo I gave you. Further, many things we have to discuss. Okay. So those who wants to enroll, they can enroll, or those who have already enrolled, for them it's fine. So today it was just an introduction class, guys. From tomorrow onwards, we'll have our classes. I mean, like further depth classes. Any questions, any queries, guys? Okay then. I'll see you guys tomorrow at the same time. Please connect on time so that we can start our class.
Sir, hello, sir.
Yes,
Sir, I would like to learn MPLS. You have any books for MPLS?
I'll check. I have, I guess. I'll check. Okay, I'll see. Ping me
Yeah, okay,
how.
sir. I can message you personal.
Yeah, yeah. Right.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.